Hi, my name's Daisy and today we're talking about Insurgent by Veronica Roth, which blew my mind. Insurgent is the second book in the dystopian Divergent trilogy, and I'm going to read the book description for you all, so here we go. I have done bad things. I can't take them back, and they are part of who I am. Triss has survived a brutal attack on her former home and family, but she has paid a terrible price. Racked by grief and guilt, she becomes ever more reckless as she struggles to accept her new future. Yet if Triss wants to uncover the truth about her world, she must be stronger than ever, because more shocking choices and sacrifices lie ahead. I'm going to jump right into spoilers this time, so I'm really sorry, but I'm just gonna do it. I really liked when they said that she was an insurgent, and I'm going to quotation mark this, because I'm going to say what they actually said. Insurgent, noun, a person who acts in opposition to the established authority who is not necessarily regarded as belligerent. So, is belligerent going to be the next title of the book? Candle basically being mind controlled, but at the same time they are quite happy to have you stay there once you've had the truth serum and you tell the truth and everything like that, but then they'll quite happily, as soon as someone says, look, well, we'll leave you alone if you just hand over a load of people so we can basically kill them, and then they go, yeah, sure, alright. Two-faced. Erudite are crazy people. Abnegation has practically all been slaughtered. So what on earth is going on with these factions? We have power-hungry people. Janine, absolutely bonkers. She deserved to really be killed off in this book series because she's just annoying. She just wants power all the time. Don't like that some of the factions are like, nah, we won't help you because we're a bit scared that we'll get in trouble too. Like, fight for what you think is right. And thankfully in the end, Amity actually come round. She kind of fight but don't fight. They kind of just stop people getting shot to death. But they have their hearts are in the right place. I'm just going to jump to the discussion about the end right now because I have to. The end of the book, I called on it halfway through that it was going to be like the film The Village. And what happens? I was right. At the end of the book, we have a projector come up after Janine's been killed and Evelyn's going a bit cuckoo, cuckoo. So the woman comes up and she's basically saying that they've put society into another little tiny place, which is this Chicago, the dystopian world that they live in with the 5 factions. The rest of the world basically sucks. Humanity sucks. Genocidal, and they just want to kill and murder and basically everything that you don't want from humanity. So they get people to volunteer to go to a new place, wipe their memories completely, and live there in all these factions until the Divergents come along. And once they come along, they're more free thinking and they know more about the world and how the world should run and how you have to think in all different ways. You can't be like just this one set thing. And then they will release them into the wild once again. And then we find out that it's Edith Pryor is the person talking, which means it's Triss's ancestor. When Triss has to go through that room of poison, we know that she's then described as being a second generation. We know her mum was the first generation of Divergent, so slowly her family has become more free-thinking, and obviously Tobias's family, he's the first one that we know of in his family that are Divergent, but all these other people are starting with their generations, they're starting to come through. They're just more aware of their surroundings and everything that's happening. So, we let them out. Don't let Caleb or Peter out because they will just run amok of what they've tried to create, the world they've tried to create. But where is the rest of the world? Are they going to be somewhere else, like a New York destination? Is there more people out of the world, or is this just the only selection we have left? I don't know. I want the next book so badly. So we can understand now why Janine doesn't want this information out, because then they will go off into the world, and then she doesn't like that. She wants to be able to control what people are saying and the power hungriness. So of course she wants to develop something for Divergent people, so then they won't run away and then make the improvement. She wants them thinking in one specific way, and that's it. She wants humanity like this forever. She's a bad leader. Bad leader. My second thing I really need to discuss is Triss and Tobias, because Tobias is so lovely, and Triss, you just keep running off and being stupid. I understand why you keep wanting to run into your own death, because it seems absolutely ridiculous. When she does actually have death lingering quite literally upon her head in a syringe, then she starts panicking and thinking, well, now I want to be alive. Of course you are at that point, but why didn't you think earlier that might have been a bit more sensible? She decides to betray him again and says, oh no, I won't run off. Then runs off. Stop lying to your lovely boyfriend. He's being nice and trying to protect you, and all you keep doing is really annoying him. Thankfully though, at the end, they reconcile and Tobias knows that Triss was right, even though she wasn't quite right in running away. You silly girl. I can discuss my hatred for Caleb. First of all, I just knew something was wrong with that kid. He's an erudite, so of course he's going to be power hungry. And the thirst for intelligence just seems to go wrong with them. They don't seem to have any redeeming qualities. In fact, his only redeeming quality was the fact that he helped them with the computers at the end. Otherwise, he was just questioning all the time, which really annoyed. And then when he did actually betray her in the end, I was just sitting there going, I was right. I don't want to be right, but now I just want to slap you in the face as well now. Peachy throughout this book, I thought would utterly not surprise me at all. That I knew that he was going to try and steal the little data chip. I knew that he was going to be a traitor as soon as he could. And then completely surprises you out of nowhere. When he tells her out of the blue that it's 9:24 after having her barrage him with the question, what's the time, constantly, then he tells her, you sit back for a second and think, hey Peter, what are you up to here that you're actually being nice to her for once? This is suspicious behaviour. Swaps the lethal injection for a paralysing drug, completely saves Triss from death, takes her to Tobias, they all escape together, just because he owes her a debt because she moved him out of the way of a moving bullet to his head. Normally, under circumstances, I'd say that's really nice of him to do that, and now they don't owe each other, but come on, it's Peter. Pfft. We get to meet Edward again, who's got a bit rough and ready, and I really didn't like the thought of the eye patch with the eye on it. Uriah is also a Divergent, which we kind of knew someone else had to be a Divergent, because there's too many of them otherwise. We get to meet Evelyn, which is his mum, which was dead originally, but isn't dead. She's actually part of the faction list. I trusted Triss with this, that I thought she was going to be a crazy woman. What turns that out to be? She's a crazy woman at the end, and she takes all the guns away, and she thinks, oh, I'll be power hungry, I'll be like the queen of all this. Not happening, Evelyn. Not happening. I don't trust you as far as I could throw you, and I don't think I could throw you even a foot. I felt really sad for Triss when she had to admit to Will's death, and then Christina gets really peed off. But then she forgives her in the end, which is really nice, and then gets shot in the leg. So Christina isn't having much of a good time in this book. Can we also feel sad that Triss now gets shot in Tobias's fear landscape? Marlene's died. Fernando has died, and they call him Nando, and therefore all I can think of is Nando's, which is an English restaurant. Lynn also dies, and Shauna gets shot. And it kind of broke my heart then when Lynn confessed that she also loved Marlene. So that's kind of sad. But I don't know what that character believed in, what happened after death, but I'd like to think that they both believed that they'd see each other afterwards, because that would be nice. Otherwise it's just even more sad. Eric got knifed by Triss and then got executed by all the Dauntless. So that kind of makes me a bit happy, because the last video I made with the Divergent, I was saying that I kind of hope that Eric got shot in the foot or something again, because he really annoys me. So he was a traitor and he was nasty, so I can't really blame the Dauntless for doing that. Max, don't really mind that you passed and Janine passed, and all the bad guys don't mind so much, but the good guys I feel sad for. I think I've covered all the points that I wanted to in the book, so I'm going to wish you all happy Easter and begrudgingly just grrr for a second that the clocks go forward tomorrow, so therefore I lose an hour. And I'm going to be reading The Host next, so you shall hear from me soon, but because it's quite a big book, it might take me a little while. So, reading it before the movie, because that's what's the best way to do. So, see you all soon!